She is horrible. Lee Fantastic. Hello, I'm Tom, and welcome to Horribly Fantastic Films. And today I have a wonderful one for you. She. In a post-apocalyptic future, 23 years after a nuclear war, mankind has begun to worship mutants, godlike beings, and a woman who doesn't or isn't extraordinary. I mean, compare her to Godan. She's normal. I mean, she's a good fighter, a slaver. Oh, and a that's probably not something to celebrate. But despite those red flags, she is played by Sandahl Bergman, who, interestingly enough, won a Golden Globe and a Saturn Award just 2 years prior for Conan the Barbarian. Then 2 years after this, she won a Razzie for Red Sonja and spiraled into nothingness. Damn, the way I keep ending these sentences. Let's talk about the plot and make some jokes, and if you find the movie funny, go give it a watch. The film is set in a land of warring tribes 23 years after a nuclear war. It follows Tom and his friend Dick and his sister Harry. Harry has been captured by a powerful tribe called Nazis. Oh, my bad. The Norks. I got confused because of all the swastikas, which doesn't play into the movie. Tom and Dick set out to find and rescue Harry, attempting to avoid dangerous tribes along the way, mainly by walking right into their arms. They are captured by a matriarchal clan called the Urics, led by She. One of them is sold into slavery, the other kept as a, they're still a slave, but it's not sold. It's more of finders, keepers, or druggers, claimers. Tom is eventually punished by She for having a loose tongue. He is punished by being pushed onto stakes. Some of them you can clearly see he threw himself on them. You know, he was being a nice guy. Some of the ladies were having a really tough time pushing Tom, so he gave him a freebie. After that, Tom is saved by a hermit, and now we'll just move quickly past him, just like the movie did. Tom returns to the city and eventually saves Dick and punches a woman in the process.
All right, nice shot.
She, meanwhile, must cleanse herself of, I don't know, I think it's a purity bath after, raping one of her male slaves and killing him afterwards. But in order to get into the bath, she has to fight a gladiator, a knight, 3 katana-wielding samurai, and a Frankensteinian robot. While there, she is reminded by an elderly woman, a seer, or a spinster, the movie doesn't really tell us, that she will eventually fall in love with a man who will destroy her. First, I just want to say real quick, this is 23 years after the end of the world. 23 years. Most of the people in this movie would have remembered the world before the end, including the spinster. This movie gets strange, or stranger. Anyways, let's rewind a little bit and continue from here. Who will destroy her? Afterwards, while she returns to her chambers for another quickie killie with a slave, Tom and Dick break into She's castle and kidnaps her. Everything is looking good for the two guys before they fall asleep in the wrong location or are captured by a group of leprosy? Radiation victims? Oh, I know, spa. No, that was stupid. It's probably radiation. Anyways, the mutants, as they are called, sentence our heroes to die by squish. But they are saved by She's bodyguard, Shonda, and the retinue of all female soldiers. She decides to be merciful upon Tom and Dick and allows them to leave to find their sister friend. But what the two don't know is that she and her bodyguard, Shonda, are following behind. Why? She has a feelings. I guess she's developing a crush on Tom because he survived the path trial, but that's never brought up. And you're probably wondering, what's the path? That's the whole entire thing, shoving on the stakes thing was called. Yes. Why is she following? I mean, I really don't know. Play the clip.
Why? I'm curious.
That's it? Yeah, that's it.
They encounter many other tribes, including toga-wearing vampires, or maybe they're werewolves. But each tribe is led by their own post-apocalyptic god, with the encounters usually ending in a battle. Well, it's more like a one-sided genocide. They just can't stop killing people. Each tribal god, though, has an army of mutants with special abilities apparently granted by the nuclear radiation, because, that's how this works. Like this guy, he has the ability to make his arm fall off, or one god pretender, Godan, the communist prophet, can levitate his enemies. He is portrayed by his second command, a woman in red. In red. That's my only description? Who wrote this? I did.
Okay.
The woman in red is upset that Godan has taken she as a lover. Well, I mean, more as a victim. She was also a slaver and a... Who am I supposed to root for again? The heroes also face a tutu-wearing giant named Randolph and his biologist master, whose name I've forgotten because of the man that looks like Brett Kreshner in a tutu. And finally, a man named Xenon, who can create clones of himself from severed parts of his body, mainly because the director was going to get more than one scene out of this lopped-off arm. Also, Xenon, throughout his time on the screen, does his best impression of Robin Williams, and it's pretty good.
Think you're going there, boy? Say, that's a mighty big weapon for a boy your size. You know, I just love a boy with a big weapon. Who does your hair?
I must insist. There's your passport, please.
Anyways, the group becomes separated during their jaunt through the woods and make their way separately to the Nork fortress. After being captured by the Nork, she, Tom, and Dick, all masked and, coming in at different times, are forced into a gladiator combat melee with a group of Nork applicants. Real Joker workplace situation.
Out of the 12 of you, only 2 will be allowed to join our ranks.
So we're gonna have tryouts.
Fortunately, after dispatching the other combatants, the 3 recognize each other and stop the fight. Harry, who has been made the concubine of the Nork leader, who is supposed to look super intimidating with a garbage can on his head, rushes to their side. The Nork leader considers this an affront and tells the party that they may leave, but as punishment, his forces will attack and enslave the Uriks the next day. And this would be more intimidating if there were more than 40 of them. How will they lay siege to a castle with a huge wall? Did he think this through? But they are released, but she decides to mount an ambush of the Nork forces on the bridge before the Norks can get close to the Urik lands. Did I mention that this is also right outside the Nork city walls? City walls that apparently don't have a wall walk or patrols. Tom, Harry, and Dick aid her in setting numerous traps that they scavenge from the modern battlefield surrounding the Nork city, like mines. They have explosives and are using swords. When the Nork forces arrive, well, when they're leaving should be the correct wording. The party faces wave after wave of combatants. As the Norks finally begin to overwhelm them, they are rescued when Shonda and a squad of Urik warriors arrive and rout the remaining Norks, with our villain shouting sequel bait.
Meet next time, goddess!
Finally victorious, the group celebrates. Dick and Shonda, she's second in command and Tom's friend, have fallen in love. When did they? Well, when Dick wasn't trying to live up to his name, he gave Shonda his coat. Just the little things, I mean, sure, he got the coat after betraying her to Godan, which led her to being tortured, but he saved her, so. But Dick elects to stay with the Uriks. Tom and she silently decide to love each other from a distance as Tom takes a barge with his sister Hari to the other faraway lands. I mean, he's right across the river. She can't take a boat ride, but she can go on this huge journey across all these different kingdoms, but she can't cross the river. But she watches them depart, silently being destroyed, watching the man she loves leave. But that's our movie. I won't give it a rating because I want you to go see it for yourself. I'm just going to say I don't review any movie that I don't like. And I actually did really like this, even though I just made a bunch of jokes about it. But put down below what's your most ridiculous favorite post-apocalyptic movie you have ever seen. And let me know in the comments. And remember, if you're going to survive the end of the world, make sure you bring a coat. It might get you a girlfriend. Bye.